Hey guys, today we are going to talk about this movement, particularly on YouTube, and this is not really that huge. This is sustain the industry. This is where on a monthly basis or so, people will go out, they will buy anime DVDs or perhaps anime Blu-rays or some other type of anime related product, and then show the newly added editions that they've purchased on their YouTube channel. They'll make a video, they'll get in front of the camera, and they'll show it off and talk about whatever it is that they bought. And a few people are really behind this thing, and then a few other people who, particularly the ones that have asked me to make a video about this, they are sometimes coming from a position where perhaps they are not that happy with this entire movement. They think that perhaps these people that are making these videos kind of coming from a holier than thou position, and that they are basically saying, hey, look at how great I am. Why aren't you that great? Why aren't you supporting the industry like me? So I guess if you don't follow the anime industry that closely, you might be a little curious, just why is this here? I mean, why aren't we all making videos about video games and saying, hey, support the video game industry, actually buy something, damn it. I guess you have to sort of follow the websites and anime news sites in regards to this kind of stuff. But basically, the anime industry, it's kind of going into the shitter, particularly the American market. Now, back a few years ago, the anime industry was kind of booming. You had Pokemon on TV, and of course Pokemon is still on TV, but in addition to that, you had Toonami. At 5 o'clock, we all got home, and then we watched Dragon Ball Z, we watched Gundam Wing, we watched Tenchi, we watched Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, Outlaw Star. There was just this awesome lineup right there on a station that we would normally occasionally flip to see what was on, and it was the good stuff. Of course, there were a few duds here and there, but they really, the people in charge of Cartoon Network and Toonami at that point knew what would sell, and they picked the titles that were just very fresh at the time. And Dragon Ball Z was just amazing. It was this awesome action anime or cartoon that you just did not have anything else on television like that at all. You didn't even have your Ben 10 or Danny Phantom or any of that crap either. There was nothing that was really action oriented unless it was the superhero stuff, which, yes, good stuff, but you know, all of the superhero stuff, if you aren't into superheroes specifically, and oh, here is Batman, and he lives in the Bat Cave, and he drives in his Bat car, and he fights the crime produced by the Joker, and this guy who wears a penguin suit and flies in the air. Actually, did he fly in the air? Who even cares? A lot of superhero stuff was kind of a type where you're either into it or you're not. And anime, while of course there are the anime fans and then the people who hate anime, there is a little more range between titles. But let's really not go that far into that. And so the anime industry was booming, and I've heard that Suncoast in the malls had a big part to do with it as well, because we all were mall rats and we'd hang out in the mall. And there's Suncoast. Ungodly overpriced, so this kind of like bugs me a little bit that this was the main driving force of people actually buying DVDs. But at the time, DVDs were selling like hotcakes. It didn't even matter if you were releasing something that was great. Companies were just shitting out titles and people were buying it up. But eventually, after a whole bunch of companies just really flooded the market, interest waned a little bit. Cartoon Network stopped being so over the top in promoting anime, and really we all just kind of got sick and tired of what was going on, where we're supposed to be buying these $30 DVDs so that we can perhaps take a shot in the dark and maybe enjoy this series. and by watching 4 episodes, and if you don't like it, you're completely screwed out of your money. And then perhaps maybe you should just buy the second DVD anyway, because you never really know if a series is going to be great or just average or shitty after 4 episodes. So you know what? Let's spend $60 on this series. It's 26 episodes, and then maybe, hopefully, you'll have an idea how good this thing is. That is a real big kick in the ass, especially when you are a younger person and you are trying to fund your entertainment on your Burger King paycheck. It's really not that easy to just randomly shit out money to maybe enjoy something. But then at the same time, there was this big ethical movement, especially in the anime websites. Take your generic ass animeondvd.com, now mania.com, or any of the big fan sites, and this is before digital fan subs really took off. They were fucking militant on telling you that you were a piece of shit if you were not replacing every fan sub that you had, and this is VHS fan sub, with a commercial product if one should become available. And this is including tapes that you sent away for on the internet or bought at a comic convention or whatever and watched only once. They would tell you, hey, you better support your goddamn industry. Go out and buy these videos, these DVDs that are coming out, or these VHS tapes. And so it was really annoying at the time how this militant fan base on the internet was telling you, go out and support shit that perhaps you don't even like. I remember when Dragon Ball Z was coming out on VHS and we had our Dragon Ball Z fan subs, there was a militant movement within the Dragon Ball Z community that said, hey guys, go and support these shitty edited releases so that Funimation perhaps one day will grace you with unedited tapes, maybe. That was included in the movement. Don't just buy things that are well made. Go out and buy the things that suck, because that is still necessary in order to support the industry, and maybe they will grace you with a good product later down the line. Now, Dragon Ball Z, perhaps a slightly bad example here, because they eventually did grace us with a fantastic product, but that took a lot of time. Funimation was previously run by people, and it's run by the same people, but just very ignorant people that needed a whole bunch of examples to finally change their tune. They were very much a children's, for kids, as in today, kind of company, where they were not there to market anime products for anime fans. They were there to make money by putting out animated features that just so happened to come from Japan in the way that they felt they could make the most money. And eventually, the Dragon Ball Z audience, they aged a little bit, they became interested in this product, and the entire television thing dried up, so this was the natural movement for the company to go to. And plus, they ended up employing a few people from within the fan base. This is a really long and not really on topic conversation here, but they employed intelligently, or perhaps even just by luck, they employed people who were within the industry or within the fan base, and they kind of helped show the way as well. They took a few experimentations on new series, put them out in the uncut, unedited way, and those really took off, and that's sort of what pushed Funimation in the right direction. But to get back on topic, this militant mindset has been around for quite a while, and it is really kind of annoying. It's also kind of annoying when the people that are telling you to buy all this shit, they're still pirating their music. They were using Napster or whatever the hell people are using today in order to download their random ass music that they did not pay for. They also all had their own websites. Do you think any of us kiddies back then or even today spent the $600 or whatever to actually buy legal copies of Adobe Photoshop? But then perhaps we do need to occasionally take a look at what we're doing here, is because the anime industry has changed. A lot of younger people over recent years, particularly with, say, the Naruto fans who are a little bit younger, didn't really go through that segment of anime fandom. They came on board, and this is when digital fan subs were really taking off. All of a sudden, public interest waned a little bit in general anime. Suncoast closed down. Toonami closed down. No one really cares about anime on television anymore. But there is this resurgence of fans within the anime industry. I have seen more and more people attend these anime conventions on a yearly basis. These people are there. However, they are a new type of fan where, and I can't blame them. You got your Naruto. What did that come? Years late to the table. And guess what? Here are all the episodes that you can download for free. They're everywhere. And they're even on YouTube. And all you need to do is type in a little search and bam. There is your free anime that is often better than the official product. And so you have people coming from this direction. And now we're in this atmosphere where, hey, if you want to watch the latest shit, that's the only option you have. Going for the official product isn't really going to work anymore if you want to participate within fandom on the bleeding edge. And that is a big part of watching anime, is being able to talk to your buddies about stuff as it happens. And waiting a year or whatever for the DVDs to come out, it's just not that fun. But anyway, that is a lot of how the anime industry, the US anime industry in particular, took a hit. Now a lot of companies have gone under. What do you have now? You have Funimation, Viz, you have a few other small-time ones, and I guess you have Crunchyroll or whoever it is that are actually creating these subtitled versions. But the anime industry has diminished quite a bit. And so sometimes they do need a little bit of support, because it's kind of gotten to people's heads that, hey, here's all the free anime. Why should I ever have to pay for anything? Now, the anime industry, particularly from the Japanese side, does need to change drastically. They have been really hesitant in actually getting content online and allowing American companies put content online, and they have been charging up the ass overpriced for a lot of shows, which has contributed greatly towards these anime companies struggling now. So while I do see why this mindset has taken place in these recent days of who really cares, let's just watch the free anime that we have been, and really that plays heavily into our survival instincts, because really and honestly, if you are shitting out money for things that you don't need, that are not really enriching your life at all, that goes against the survival instinct that says hoard, because you might be out of food the next day. But beyond that, I do feel that we should support the anime industry when they put out content that is good. I am definitely not a person that says support bad releases. I am a person that says, you know what, if this company is going to shit on a product and put out a bad translation, don't buy that fucking product. I don't care if we owe it to them because we watched their entertainment and now it's time to pay the piper. Fuck no, that is not what I do. I am not about shitting out money because I feel like I should, at least not to that degree. I take the stance that if some company wants my money, they better put out the product that I want. And I also take the stance of, okay, I am now at a point where if I'm going to try a new series, I'm going to pirate it or watch it on Crunchyroll or Funimation.net or something like that for free. That is how I'm going to watch it my first time. I am not going to shit out money just randomly hoping that I get some quality entertainment for once. No, definitely not what I'm going to do. That is just against everything that I believe that I should do in order to live a good life. And then I also take the stance of when I buy the DVD, perhaps I might have loved it, but I thought I'm not going to watch it within the next month. I'm not going to spend the money because I feel that I should. It's just not something that I'm going to bring myself to do. And then I also want to feel like I could watch this thing at least, say, 3 more times, this DVD, and still enjoy what I'm watching. That's just how it is. If a company is going to put out a show that I don't like, I am not going to spend money on it. But anyway, I'm running very short on time. I do support the sustain the industry movement. I've thought about putting not really unboxing videos, but perhaps here are the spoils that I've bought this month. I thought about that. That's kind of low on my list, and I think that's kind of a gloating type of thing, but then I think it might be fun. I support talking about what it is that you're buying, and I support people encouraging others to buy products that are good. I really don't like any militant mindsets, but I'm not totally against this thing, and I do think that occasionally we should be supporting the industry by buying DVDs of things that perhaps we will like and enjoy. So let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. Make a video response if you want.